Hello friends, this video is created by Siddharth Upadhyay, founder and creator of PrepWings. Log on to www.prepwings.com for complete free course videos. So in this video, we will be covering the concept of standard deviation. Standard deviation of a set is the measure of the spread of elements in the set. The more the spread from the mean, the more is the standard deviation. Okay. So suppose we have two sets, set A and set B. Set A has elements 4, 6 and 8 and set B has elements 1, 6 and 11. If I calculate the arithmetic mean of both the sets, the arithmetic mean of set A is equal to 6 and the arithmetic mean of set B comes out to be 6. So the arithmetic mean in both the sets, which is the average actually of both the sets, is exactly same. But if you look closely, in set B, the numbers are further away from the mean. Okay, so 1 and 6 has a gap of 5. Similarly, 6 and 11 has a gap of 5. But in set A, 4 and 6 has a gap of 2 and 6 and 8 has a gap of 2. Okay, so set B numbers are far away from the mean in comparison to set A. Okay, thus the standard deviation of set B is greater than the standard deviation of set A. Okay. Now suppose for a given set mean equal to 60 and standard deviation is given to be 10. 3 standard deviation above mean means mean plus 3 times standard deviation. So that will be 60 plus 3 into 10, 90 will be the answer then. 2 standard deviation below mean means mean minus 2 into standard deviation. If I calculate with mean 60 and standard deviation 10, 2 standard deviation below mean comes out to be 40. Similarly, 5 standard deviation above mean is equal to mean plus 5 into standard deviation. The calculation will result in 110. And 4 standard deviation below mean is equal to mean minus 4 into standard deviation. So which is equal to 20. Okay. So when I know the mean and when I know the standard deviation, I can find what is 3 standard deviation above mean, what is 4 standard deviation above mean, what is 3 standard deviation below mean. Okay, using this methodology. Now, suppose for a set mean is equal to 50 and standard deviation is 6. Now we plot mean minus standard deviation, mean and mean plus standard deviation on a number line. Okay. Mean minus standard deviation is 1 standard deviation below mean. Mean plus standard deviation is 1 standard deviation above mean. Okay. So 3 elements are plotted over here on the number line. Now suppose if we have to add a new element to the set. Okay. To increase the standard deviation. So the current standard deviation is 6. If I want to increase the standard deviation, a new number should be added in such a way that the number is more than 6 units away from the mean. What that means is the number should be more than 56. For example, if I take 57 as a number, 57 is 7 units away from mean and 7 is more than the standard deviation, which is 6. So adding that number will increase the standard deviation of the set. Or I should add a number which is less than 44. Okay, for example, if I pick a number 43, 43 is 7 units away from mean, from 50. Okay, and the standard deviation is 6. So again, adding 43 to the set will also increase my standard deviation. So in fact, any number that is more than 56 or less than 44, if I add that number to the set, that will increase the standard deviation of the set. Okay. Now if you want to reduce the standard deviation of the set, we have to add a number which lies between 44 and 56. Okay. For example, if you pick a number, say 45. 45 is 5 units away from mean. Mean is 50 here. So 45 is 5 units away from 50. And the standard deviation is 6. So addition of that number will reduce the standard deviation. Similarly, if I add a number, say 55. 55 is also 5 units away from mean and the standard deviation is 6. So adding 55 will also reduce the standard deviation. So any number that is added between 44 and 56 will reduce the standard deviation of the set. Okay. If we add 50 to the set, now 50 is 0 units away from the mean. So that will also decrease the standard deviation and the decrease will be happening by the most amount. Okay, so if I add an element in a set which is equal to the mean, it decreases the standard deviation by the most amount. Okay. Now, but if we want to keep the standard deviation same, I will have to add an element which is 6 units away from mean. So if I add 44 or 56 to this set, the standard deviation will not change. Okay. Now to summarize, in this given set with mean equal to 50 and standard deviation equal to 6, adding a number more than 56 or less than 44 to the set increases the standard deviation of the set. Adding a number between 44 and 56 decreases the standard deviation of the set, and adding 50 to the set decreases the standard deviation by the most amount. Okay, also remember, if we add 44 and 56 to the set, the standard deviation will not change. Okay. Okay, now we look at a question on standard deviation. The question states Alex scores 80 in a maths test which is 2 standard deviations above mean. Sally scores 50 in the same maths test which is 1 standard deviation below mean. Sam scores 3 standard deviations above mean in the same exam. Find Sam's score. Okay. So we know Alex score, which is 2 standard deviation above mean. Let mean be M and standard deviation be S. So M plus 2S is equal to 80. And Sally scored 50, which is 1 standard deviation below mean. So M minus S is equal to 50. Solving these two equations, we get S is equal to 10 and M is equal to 60. So we know the mean is 60 and the standard deviation is 10. Now Sam scored 3 standard deviations above mean. So 3 standard deviations above mean means M plus 3S, which is 60 plus 3 into 10, which is equal to 90. Thus, Sam scores 90 in the exam. Okay. So this is all about standard deviation. Thanks a lot for watching this video.